Good morning, everybody, or at least it's morning for me. How are you all doing today? I want to thank you all for being here. It is an unusual time for me to stream. If you're on YouTube, you probably knew that I'm streaming right now. On Twitch, I posted it last night at like 3 in the morning for me. So what I wanted to do is talk a little bit about some of the new info that we have about City Skylines 2, the Beach Properties Asset Pack, DLC, the new update, Paradox mods, and share what I'm allowed to share, which is some, not everything. I can't show you the Beach Properties asset pack, for instance. First of all, I don't have it installed. But secondly, I can't share that until I think Sunday. We'll have to see. But I can share my experiences with the update that you guys are going to be getting. Did I fall out of my bed? No, I did not. Also, I can share my experience with Paradox mods and share my experience with the editor. And I can also share with you some pictures of Paradox mods that I've personally taken. So lots of exciting stuff. So we're going to basically walk through the announcements, talk about them, and then at the end, once we're done with that, we'll probably open up Mulligan's Crossing because I want to add the different mods that we've added to the game to that one. In particular, the land value mod, because this new update has fixes there, so we're gonna have to undo the mod. So I want to show you guys how to do it. You want this sweater? It's on my store. Oh, cool. You are definitely looking for a band, buddy. Anyway. So let me first start out by asking where all of you are at. So if you're on Twitch, cue it up right now. If you're on YouTube, I would like to know where you're at as well. You're 15 seconds behind. So Twitch first. And I see Scotland, San Diego, Denver, Switzerland, Tampere, Los Angeles, Singapore, Montana, Germany, Dallas, France, Leeds, Colorado, Oakland, Istanbul, Germany, Quebec, Brazil, Gainesville, Denmark, Arizona, Rhineland, Romania, Netherlands, Portugal, UK, England, Texas, Austria, Canada, Chicago, Ohio, Portland, Madison. Love it. Also excited about BRT construction. Brasilia, Appleton, Calgary, Orlando, Trinidad and Tobago, Long Island. Thank you all so much for being here. And on YouTube, I'm seeing upstate New York, Wales, Poland, Brisbane. If you're up in Australia right now, thank you. Silicon Valley, New Jersey, Romania, London. Oh my goodness, there's so many people on YouTube right now. Florida, UK, Belgium, Maine, France, Minnesota, Connecticut, Norway, Michigan, Montana, Bahrain, Atlanta, Naperville, Orlando, Ireland. Thank you all on YouTube also for being here. So the very first thing that I want to go over is going to be the Beach Properties Asset Pack and that announcement that we received right there. So let's take a look at this one. If you haven't seen this yet, we learned that the Beach Properties Asset Pack is being released next week, Monday, along with an update to City Skylines 2, and we are going to be receiving Paradox mod support. So I'm going to be honest with you. I saw some people in YouTube early on saying, you know, I really want you to eviscerate Paradox and Colossal Order. I think that they're in a really weird spot right now. I'm under many embargoes. I'm under different embargoes for different days. So I'm going to explain what I can today. It's an interesting spot. My biggest problem with City Skylines 2 right now, there's probably three. Number one is the lack of modding support. Number two is the lack of assets. And number three is, basically just some of the bugs that are in there. So I'm in a different camp though. Some people have paid for the Ultimate Edition and they want the content that's been promised to them. And it's a weird spot. I mean, yeah, I don't really know what to say. Gotta have those tight lips. I got my embargo screen right next to me. I know exactly what I can't say. I can say a lot. So anyway, it's a weird spot. So I'm happy that the Beach Properties Asset Pack is being released, because for anyone who paid for the Ultimate Edition, I actually pulled this up. This is the my video from months ago that has the original schedule here, and you can see that the Beach Properties asset pack was supposed to be released in quarter 4 of last year. I'm going to get to the palm trees thing. I have thoughts about that. It's not that it's 4 palm trees. That's not the big problem. So this was supposed to be released in Q4 of last year, along with the radio stations coming out now. To go along with that, the content creator packs were supposed to come out Q1. That's right now, along with another radio station. And then Bridges and Ports, the DLC, the big DLC, the actual DLC with another radio station, that was supposed to be Q2. So that's next month. So when we take a look at what they've done, they've shifted everything back. So if you've paid for the ultimate version and you thought you were getting all this content, it's really spread out at this point. So I feel for the ultimate purchasers. So I think it's a weird spot because it's a weird thing to release DLC when there's still issues with the game. Also, if you paid for it, you probably want it. So yeah, you forgot. I forgot about that for your sanity. Yeah, exactly. Crystal, I think that's it. And RJ, I understand that. So I think the only way to get through that is to get some of these updates and get some of the assets out. It'll breathe a bit of life into the game, but there's still going to be some issues. So the first thing I want to do, let's watch the trailer together, and then I want to go over some of this stuff. And if you haven't seen this, if you have, I'll provide some of my thoughts along the way. Let's see. Can you guys hear this? I don't know if you can actually hear this or not. It doesn't really matter. Ultimately, actually, let's mute it and start over. So it's an asset pack that has 10 different sets of assets for North America and Europe. And from my perspective, the assets look okay. It says 30 North American buildings, but there's a bit of nuance there. If we take a look here, it says 10 North American and 10 European with 3 different levels. So 30 assets total. Oh, you could hear it. Yeah, this is the only kind of reaction content I will do. So it's not actually 30. I mean, you'll see 30, but it's really 10 that you feel the roads feel too American, not enough European street signs. I think everything feels placeless. I think that's probably the bigger issue. Darlene, thank you. We'll talk about the trees. So I think these assets that we're seeing here, they look nice enough. They're going to provide some diversity, and I have no problem personally with the assets. I think my bigger issue is something that's missing, and that is, first of all, stop. I'm going to stop. This palm tree thing. I keep seeing people say, is it actually 4 palm trees? They're showing 3 right here. It is. If you zoom in, you can see we see 3 different palm trees. And I get this. Placeless doesn't mean American. We're not placeless. Places are all different here. So what I will say about this is it was a mistake not to have all 4 palm trees shown. I think it was not very smart. But not very smart is what I did on the thumbnail for this on YouTube as well. I posted it at 2:30 in the morning, and I basically had a colon in the wrong spot, and it made it say the wrong game. So yeah, and America is 2 continents, so it's not placeless. But yeah, back to this. The big concern isn't that it's 4 palm trees, it's that it's gated behind a DLC. This is my big problem with it, because look at it this way. Let's say I go and I create a map. And I want to make a tropical map. And I place these palm trees. Now the dependency of that map is an asset pack. I don't understand that. I think it was a terrible call. I think that, again, I said that they're in kind of a weird spot right now. They need to provide enough content for the asset pack to make sense. They better be flammable. They need to have enough content in this asset pack to make people who purchased Ultimate feel like they've purchased it for a reason. But at the same time, I think that this is a big problem. And this is something that I don't think ever happened in City Skylines. Yeah, Poplar Ponderosa, you have the exact same concern that I do. I'm not sure that we had any landscaping gated behind a paywall in City Skylines 1. So that is my big concern. Yeah, this is a PR issue in my opinion. We also don't have any new maps. So if you're going to place these palm trees, you're going to be placing these on a temperate map. Unless, of course, you have the San Francisco map. I guess now you can finally decorate it. So that's a thing. Or if you have that Chicago-inspired map that doesn't actually have winter, you can put that down there as well. So that's the thing. Like 4 palm trees, I think that's fine. But if we're gonna get those, I really would like to see that as part of a free update. And that to me is incredibly disappointing because that is a problem. It means that we've gated all tropical and Mediterranean places behind a paywall. The other thing, is we just don't know how much this costs. I'm more concerned about the precedent that it sets. So as we move on, yes, coming next week. Oh, the music, yes. I've listened to all the music. It's fine. I don't know that we're going to see anything else. So yeah, we're not going to see anything else. So the one thing that you notice is missing through here is nothing about building a beach. I don't understand why we don't have beach assets. We don't have any props. We don't have a beach. A beach. Like, you can't release beach properties and not have a beach or a promenade or a boardwalk. Okay, ad break on Twitch. So I'm going to take just a moment to stop because I'm about to start ranting and I'm going to calm myself down. And thank a couple of people over on Twitch who caused this hype train to reach level 5. Thank you all so much. Hermocratites, thank you so much for the tier 1. Karg, thank you so much for the prime. Miss Moon, thank you so much for the tier 1. Josie, thank you so much for the prime. First Necron, thank you for the tier 3. I appreciate you, buddy. Always, always, always. Trekkie, thank you so much for the tier 1. Fat Coney, thank you so much for the prime. Katarina, thank you so much for the tier 1. Lemmy, I'm gonna call you Lemmy. Thank you so much for the prime. Hype Train 6, level 6. Julian, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate you, buddy. Can't wait to see what you came up with, by the way. This is why you don't buy games, just watch CPP and play them for you. Crystal Bell, thank you so much for the tier 1. Supreme Monkey, thank you so much for the tier 1. Matt, thank you so much for the prime. Hype Train, we finished at level 7. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. And then Gamel Marfor. Far. Thank you so much for the prime. The ad break is done. So I'm going to get back to this. I am really curious what the price of this is going to be. I have no idea. The thing is, this is not, I've heard a lot of people say that they believe that this is equivalent to a DLC. It's really not. This is basically a content creator pack released by Colossal Order. So $60, take it or leave it. I would think for what you're getting 60 assets if we're being generous. 60 assets, 6 signature buildings, and 4 new trees. And 4 new trees. So if we're being generous, we're saying I don't know, $4.99? Like maybe? Uh-oh. I got a bunch of Twitch staff in here. I'm not saying anything bad. Yeah, so 4 new trees. Yeah, if it's more than that, I think it's going to be really tough for a lot of people to pallet, but we do need more assets. The assets do look nicely. I'm very curious to how you guys feel. $5 to make the base game seem cheap. It's $1 per tree. Well, I mean, to be fair, I do a DLC will likely cost 15. Is Colossal Order in here? I don't know, probably. Hey, Colossal Order, if you're in here. $20, that'd be hilarious. $3 to $5 full price. That'd be great. Uh, Man, $8 seems like a lot. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, one palm tree on its own is worth $2. Yeah, €5 per pack. So I want to say, let's see. Let's see what these were on for City Skylines. So, content creator pack. Okay, $6. I'm curious to know how you guys feel about $6. So let's do a poll. Is $5.99 too much for this asset pack? This is probably a stupid question. You guys are going to say, yes, it is too much. It should be free. And to a certain extent, I agree. You think those 4 palm trees, you get a 2.0 version of Verde Beach? I actually talked about that a little bit in the Discord. So we're going to have a quick hitter series where rather than having this big elaborate story, I just want to build something cool. And part of that is going to be that I just really want to, I just want to experiment and learn the game better. And so we're going to have something that is much less edited, much more just, I'm going to sit down and build this thing. We're going to do it quickly. So 83% right now say it's too much. So I don't know what the appropriate price is. It's a brand new thing. It's a weird thing. City Planner chills, yes. So I'm not going to be editing out mistakes in the same way that I do normally. I'm not going to be practicing. We'll talk about my experience with that. I've had crashes previous to the update. Things have been a little better post update. So yeah. Definitely people say it's way too much. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure. I mean, I think when I think about this asset pack, what I think is the reception will be based on the price, and how well the update that comes with this fixes people's issues. So I want to talk a little bit about that. I've had this now since the start of the month, a little later than that. And I've been messing around with the editor and Paradox mods and the update itself. Big $3.99 is fair price. $4.99 you're sold. All right. You know what? We'll do one more poll. Would you buy it for $4.99? Yes or no? I don't plan on buying CS2. We'll make it fair. So my experience has been my biggest issue, my concern, the one that I made a video about, is the land value bug. So I wanted to know, number one, that I'm going to be able to load up the game. It's already there. Or at least the base game. I don't know if the DLC. So I wanted to know, are we going to have issues with loading up our Thunderstore modded builds? Is a map that is created using is a map that is created using the old editor that we weren't supposed to have access to, is that actually going to work? And I'm happy to report that they all work. So Magnolia County is fine. If you built on the old version of the map, it's fine. And there are improvements to the game. There's significant performance improvements. Just from what I'm experiencing, it feels smoother. I am going to be performance testing the whole thing. So I will have that spreadsheet and I'll be adding a column to it and retesting everything. So that is something that I want to do as soon as I know that I have the Gold Master version of it. $10 for the pack. Eesh. That would be a lot. So it looks like there'd be some takers at half of that. So the land value bug, this is the big thing. I ended up just basically running Magnolia County and playing for another 8 hours to see if things would normalize over time. And what I experienced is that the land value precipitously dropped for a long time. until it normalized at a place that I would deem to be reasonable, where things weren't abandoning, where not every building was hitting level 5, like with the mod that we added to the game. And so that's good. But I think that it was insinuated at one point that the bug would only half fix, or that the new build would half fix the land value bug. And the half that's not fixed, at least from my experience, is that you're still seeing crazy tax collection. So the revenue's still nuts. Yeah, 10 is definitely no good. That's not, no. Anyway, yeah. Land value is half fixed. I think that you can build a city without it imploding at this point. And, so those are all very positive things. I'm going to test. If there are things that you want me to look at, let me know now in the comments, because not in the comments, in the chat, because I can definitely look at things. I know that someone mentioned earlier the mail issue. I can take a look and try to figure it out. And then in the video that I release, when I'm able to, I'll try to cover all those things. Why is Paradox continuing to do radio stations? I don't know. They must be popular enough. I mean, they wouldn't keep producing them. They cost money. So there must be some people purchasing them. I know that I don't personally listen to them, but I'm recording, so I can't. There are no new maps. That is a disappointment, particularly with the asset pack, that it doesn't come with a map. So, the Chief, thank you so much. All right, so let's go back to looking at this. I mentioned the updated roadmap, and Bridges and Ports is now pushed back to the end of the year. The content creator packs are pushed all the way back to Q2. We have no idea when console will be released. We also have no idea when the region packs are going to be released. And looking at all of this made me think, boy, I really wish the region packs would have been released before this asset pack, because the optics of that and the feeling I get is a lot better having some free content, more assets before paying for some. So yeah, again, trees and asset clones is not a valid DLC. So they're calling it an asset pack. It's not a DLC. They're also saying that it's part of this combined waterfront expansion pass, but I don't know how to purchase that. I don't know where that is or what that is. I was looking for that before the stream, and I could not figure it out to save my life. Now, I assume it is the beach properties, Bridges and Ports combined, but I have no idea. I think the expansion pass scares you because you find the Golden Gate Bridge asset hard to use. Yeah, so there are a lot of assets in the game that I think are hard to use. Do I think that they'll add beach assets to the pack for free in the future? No clue. And I think that that's part of the problem. For me, when I initially saw this image that they have right here, I assumed that we would have a beach that we could build, and that would be kind of the star of the show, and it would add new functionality. And instead of adding functionality, it's added assets. So yeah, expansion pants. I should be wearing my my sweatpants right now, so I have my expansion pants. So then it gets into, this is the forum post from yesterday. It gets into modding, and I encourage you to look at the different links that they have on there's actually, if you go to the wiki for City Skylines 2, they have a lot of information. So even though I'm not able to share everything, there's already a ton on there. And then they talk about Paradox mods. So this isn't coming without an update. That's the big news. The update is big. It is massive. When I enable it on my system, it takes a long time to download because it's very big. And it changes a lot in terms of performance, and it fixes some of the bugs. I don't have a full listing of what those bugs are, but as soon as I do, and as soon as I can share that, I will do so. Can you buy only the expansion pass for the game? I would assume so, yeah. Beach properties will be available on PC for a suggested retail price of $10, $8.50 in pounds, and yeah, that's going to be a tough sell. I hope that goes on sale very soon, because I don't know who wants to pay that amount for it personally. That's for the number of assets you get. That's not good. Jake, you got infinite demand for low density, yet nobody can afford it. So the funny thing is, I've never experienced that one. That's not what I'm experiencing. The radio station will cost $5 too. Oof. That's going to be a tough sell. Do I think they should go to a season pass? I guess I don't personally have a problem with that if it comes with everything. The question that I'm unsure of is what happens if you're on Game Pass. So, and that's something that I don't have an answer to yet. Chester Wolf the Griffin on YouTube. Thank you so much for the super chat. All you really want is a simulation fix. There are times where it feels like the simulation speed is running at a negative. I shouldn't need a high-end PC. Let me test that. I will. So I'm going to take that same city that I built and expand it by 50,000 to see how it runs on each of these cities. So it will be a direct comparison to the very first time. And then I knowing that I stopped a little bit too soon, I want to build it out a little bit more. So I hope to have some information from you or for you. Where you can tell Game Pass will only be the base game. I'm not surprised by that. I think that is what it was for City Skylines 1 as well. So then we got this update about Paradox mods. And I want to show you this, mostly because I can share my own screenshots. So, you know, here's what I see when I boot up right now. You get the editor, you get Paradox mods, and you go in here, and here's Paradox mods. I'm not going to share you. If you want to see what they have, you know, you can go find that on their website. I'd like to show you my own images. So here's what I see when I boot up right now. Paradox mods, editors right there. And then when I go into here, you can see Paradox mods. We've got some cool mods available that are going to be there day one. We're all populating things right now, which I'm really excited about, including myself, trying to populate some things. And then you can click. So there's a couple of things. So there's the featured mods. It's very nice to see. You got the most popular mods right down there. Scroll down. You see some really good ones, including some really exciting ones that I'm sure many of you are looking for, and a number of mods that are on the Thunder store. Here's the thing. Not everything's on there. That's going to be a problem for many people. One of my favorite mods, Legacy Flavor's not on there yet. So yeah, lots of things that aren't on there. But you do have the ability to see the most popular mods. But I want to point out one thing. So on this screen, you don't see how people feel about it. You can see how many people downloaded it. You can see the size of it. You can see the creator of it, but you don't have their logo. You have this Paradox logo. I'm not sure how to add that myself. So this to me is lacking. And this is something that I hope gets fixed over time. So Silent Knife, you're going exactly where I'm going. So that's the star ratings aren't there. And when we get to this, when you go to browse for mods, now you get to see the different mods that are available. You can filter them by the type of mod that they are, code mod, whether it's a European or North American. I'm guessing when assets are added, it'll probably filter by that, but it's also filtering for the maps themselves, whether it's a save game or a map. And then you can see thumbs up here, but that's not exactly enough information to me. I would like to see a star rating so that I can tell how people feel about it, or a downvoting rating as well. We're not seeing that. We're only seeing a bit of the information. And truthfully, this is a lot like the Thunder Store, but in the part that I don't like. So hopefully that gets improved over time. That said, I want to take a step back because it wasn't great on Steam either. And that thing that I keep hearing is that, oh, Steam is 100 times better. Well, no, it wasn't. There are things about this that are far superior, and there are things that need to be fleshed out. And I think it's going to be on all of us to tell them what we want to see. But I think that what we have is okay. Old School Mike, thank you so much for the super chat. You'd rather give CPP my $10? Thank you so much. I have no content for you, though, or not content that you can download. I guess, never mind. I do have content for you. So thank you so much. You get more entertainment from my content than from some beach houses without a beach and a few trees. Well, I appreciate that. So here, this is what you will see when you're on here. And then you get play sets. And this is one of Paradox Mod's killer features, in my opinion. So you're going to have the ability to create a play set for your different saves and be able to activate it on the fly very quickly. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned is that Paradox Mods, at least in my experience, has been very, very fast. So you click on it and it just, bam, it just pops up. You go away, you move away from it and it pops up. I don't like that you can't resize it. I think it's way too big, like UI wise, but it's clean and it's very fast. And this feature is awesome. So, Pamela on YouTube, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the videos. Believe deep down the road to City Skylines 2 will become the game we expected from the beginning. One question: without mods, will we get control of intersection turning directions instead of the game doing it? Not yet. Not yet. And I don't know if the mod is there yet either. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I agree. I think it will get there. So yes, the playsets are great. My only critique of the playsets is that you don't have a way of sharing them, which I think is a problem. So I create this excellent playset for my game. There's people that are experimenting, so I think that you could create a mod and then have some dependencies of that, because Paradox Mods does a great job of handling dependencies and subscribe to them for you, and handle that kind of that nested tier list. But yeah, you can't actually share this. So I decided to go through, here's my initial playset. I subscribe to a few mods. You can enable them, disable them, reorder them so they load in a different order. Unsubscribe right here. It's all very seamless. It all works very well. But I would love a button that just says, let me share this as a collection. And there should be a collection icon, or, you know, shared play sets or something like that. So hopefully that gets added. Yeah, it's probably an XML that's created, like you're saying. Wait, didn't you say that they can manage different versions of mods and playsets? Yes. Well, not of the mod versions. I'm unsure of that. That is, Thunderstore lets you have different mod versions. I'm guessing that you can't here. But we'll go into it and we'll take a look a little bit. So right here, what I'm doing is showing you that you can remove things from your playset very easily, and still keep the mod installed. So if you modify your playset, you're not necessarily deleting the mod. And then you can go ahead and create a new playset. So I created Magnolia County, and I can just add certain mods to that playset. So that is how it works. I believe that the PDX logos are supposed to be the asset the asset mod or map creators icon, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure there. For the kill, yeah, maybe you could share the XML. I just feel like we need to provide them the feedback that we need that. Like, it's just, to me, you just have to have that. But either way, it does work really well for what we do have. And then you have your playset that you put together. So I appreciate that you can filter things. I appreciate that you can create the playsets. I appreciate the way it looks. Again, I think that the iconography is too big. Another thing I'd love to see here, in addition to the star ratings, is you have to input this short description of a mod. And I feel like there should be a little bit of, like, it should be shrunk down a little bit, and we should see the basic description of what the mod is. Like, what is Historical Start? I'd love to see a short description that says Historical Start is a mod that allows you to begin with trains and other transportation modes available at the start of the game. I feel like without that, there's going to be a lot of hunting and pecking and going to YouTube videos to try to figure out what you actually want. Yeah, like up to 5 lines. Yeah, that would be perfect. Exactly what you're saying, Papa. They should at least display a short description on mouse. That would be helpful. Okay, there's an ad. I'm going to take a short momentary break. CG Tactical, thank you so much. 12 months of being an associate planner. You're still playing City Skylines 1 on a laptop. That is actually a great point. I was meaning to test City Skylines 2 on a laptop and on a Steam Deck. I will be sure to do that this time around. I have a graphics dock. Also, I can just try it on a couple laptops. I'm gonna thank a few people on Twitch. I'm super far behind. Raggedy Redhead, thank you so much for the Prime. Crazy Mage, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate you. Skyfire, thank you so much for the Prime. Has Helps, thank you so much for the Tier 1. Proud to sub to the channel and welcome to Twitch. Thank you so much. Insert song lyrics here. What song lyrics, Has Helps? You've got me to say a number of them, so I want to know which ones you got me to say today. Snake Pit Surprise, thank you so much for the Prime. Underestimated Noob, thank you so much for the Prime. Letha Monkey, thank you for the Prime. I Poop in a Bag, thank you for the biddies. Appreciate you, and you got me to say that. Teshtastic, thank you so much for the tier 1 for 3 months. I appreciate you. PKW Barry, thank you so much for the prime. Dr. Camille, thank you so much for the prime. 3 months. Hello from Warsaw. Hello. Peaches Peachy Michi, thank you so much for the tier 1. And for the kill, thank you so much for the tier 1 as well. Ads are done. All right. So those are my big critiques of Paradox mods. I think it's honestly going to be pretty decent. One thing, you do still have to restart when you enable code mods. So it'll give you this little notification here after you leave Paradox mods, and then you'll have to restart if you want to enable them. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the PayPal. So this is what actually you see when you click into a mod. So we went into 529 tiles. You get to see this in your playlist. You can like it here. You see what kind of mod it is, the image of it, the description, the number of subscribers, likes, size, suggested game version. So you'll know that a mod is old here. And then if you go down to here, this is something I am super appreciative of. And I think that Paradox deserves kind of a round of applause for this. So more about this mod. You can add different types of links. So you have GitHub, Discord, YouTube, Twitch, or Patreon. And there are so many excellent creators out there, map makers, code modders, asset creators that deserve recognition and support, because I think the reason why so many of us have been cranky about the game outside of some of the bugs is this is what makes a City Skylines game a City Skylines game. The ability for us to download the assets that we want. Cuboid, he makes City Skylines what it is. But the ability to have them add this to it and support them directly and have Paradox mods incorporate that. It's the exact opposite, I think, of what people were thinking that Paradox mods is going to be a way to gate things. Exactly. City Skylines franchise was built by mods. So I think that having this as an inclusion, granted, this mod doesn't have it on there, but it means a lot to me, because I think that all the time that these folks pour into these, the life that they breathe into this game, it deserves to be rewarded. And the palm tree issue that we talked about earlier, I have no doubt that when assets come, we're going to see some excellent Mr. Mason trees in here, and I would love to be able to go and support him directly. And that might be a choice that you decide to do instead of pick up the asset pack. So yeah, that is super cool. What ideas are we not supposed to? They don't want to do payments on their own mod store. On the nerdy side, I think that that's probably the last thing they want to do, because then they'd be accused of the thing that people accuse them of, which is trying to gate the mod store behind behind a paywall, which is not. I think that if they want to lose people, that is the very best way to lose people. So the other thing you do, so you can see that Algernon's the author here. You click on that, and it will immediately take you to this screen, which will narrow this down by that author. So if you have a specific 6 palm trees mod, yeah, let's get those curators paid. The asset makers, the asset makers, the modders, everyone. They're the people who Colossal Order makes a game that is a lot of fun, but the modders, the asset makers, and the map makers are what keep the game interesting. So yeah, absolutely can't wait until assets are coming. That said, they're not available yet. You will have the code mods, you will have maps, you will have game saves available day one. I have no idea when the assets will be available. From what I hear, the problem right now is that they can't. They could, while they can be brought into the game, there could be updates that would break it. So they're not available just yet. Is the viewer count high for CPP? I don't even know what it is. I haven't looked. 561 on Twitch and 2,000 on YouTube. That's very high, yeah. I'd say that Twitch is probably a little lower than it could be, than it has been, but yeah, it's very good. I'm not concerned though. So that is Paradox mods. That's what I had to share. I think lots of interesting and good stuff in there. My overall impression of Paradox mods is that it is better than I thought it was going to be. There are still things that need to be improved. but it's not. We got to be honest with ourselves. All right, hold on. We got to be honest with ourselves. People are acting like the Steam Workshop was a panacea. It was the perfect modding platform, and it stunk. There were so many times that I'd go into load City Skylines, and my mods didn't update, and things were broken. I'd have to restart my computer and then verify my game files and all this other stuff, and it sucked. It just didn't do a very good job. So every time I see someone saying, "Oh, Steam Workshop support," we didn't get Steam Workshop support. So, like, I think that Paradox mods could be better than the Steam Workshop when it's all said and done. It has some work to do, but one of the things I love about it is you click into it and it says update immediately. It tries to update your mods. You can update your mods from in here, inside of City Skylines. Download your mods from inside of City Skylines. Download your maps. Download all of this stuff in there. It's all seamless and it's built into it and it's fast. So I hope that folks kind of are able to walk themselves back from there, because the Steam Workshop wasn't perfect either. And this opens up, as you're saying, KJ, this opens up modding to folks on Game Pass. It opens up modding to people on that purchase it from the Windows Store. If it ever comes out for Epic Games, it would open it up there. If we ever see other versions, I mean, it really makes it easy. So I think it's going to be a good thing on the balance for the game. So I'm excited to see it. So all of that said, the other thing that we got access to, and I'll come back to, so we got all of this. That's great, good and well. They got their fake stuff in there. That's fine. They tell you how to upload a mod and a map. That's great. They also uploaded this. So I'm able to talk about my experiences with the asset editor. And though I'm not able to show you my personal pictures of the asset editor, or the editor, asset editor, map editor, I can show you this and you can actually see this. So this is available on the Paradox Wiki right now to the public. And if you use the editor before, it's not dramatically different. And that is good and bad. There are lots of great things with the editor. You can import a height map. You can add different assets and props. You can create things. I will say that some of the things that people have created are the most stunning things that I have ever seen in a video game ever. And that is not hyperbole there. Some of the maps that people have created that are not published yet, but that they're working on, have blown me away to an extent that it makes me want to fold Magnolia County and start over. But the editor's not done. So I like, if you are a map maker and you're not in early access and you're waiting to see what this is going to be like, know that there are some rough edges. So it's just not very intuitive still. In terms of the map settings themselves, searching for different assets that you've placed, there are things that are clearly broken. You have to go and do some very specific things to get things to work. It's kind of a lot. And then certain things like climate settings do not currently save. Can't modify the seasons just yet. So that's something I wanted to fix for Magnolia County, for instance, that I was unable to do. Water spawn points have been fixed. So if you built a map before, the water spawn points are better. But even at that, I would still recommend using Yang Yang's mod to be able to place them, because it just makes it a ton easier. So yeah, lots of interesting things in there. Is adding water less infuriating? It's slightly less, but I'd recommend using the mod. So when I built Magnolia County, and this is a little bit behind the scenes, I spent so many hours staring at the water spawn points that I placed to see if things were going to flood. Clowns everywhere support this idea. So yeah, they're better, but they're not completely there. The one thing I do appreciate, and that's kind of right here, is the water. Well, the damage you can do with a Stream Deck. Wrong button. Yeah, I've got my Stream Deck here with a bunch of buttons, and I probably shouldn't have. I have starting soon, be right back, streaming, end stream, and then chatting. So end stream should probably be somewhere off on the side, but it's not. So I will try not to do that again. Anyway, so yeah, it is less finicky, but there are things that still don't work. So going back to this, you have the ability. So some of it is really easy. So painting resources, adding different assets, but managing the assets that you've placed is incredibly challenging. The terrain tools work just like they do in the game, but you also have the ability to add mountains and things like that. That makes it really easy. And the height maps are really the killer feature. They are working right now. So you're able to grab a height map just like you could from Terrain Party. And why do we have that lever? Exactly. Why the liver? See, yeah, you're able to grab these height maps and actually import them from like you could with Terrain Party and City Skylines 1 and create some really outstanding environments. And because of the granularity of City Skylines 2, they look awesome. You can't change the texture though. So the texture mod, when you combine the texture mod with what you're able to do in the map editor, that's when you start to see things that look unreal. The water sources, here is the improved version of the water sources. Still a little bit too challenging in my opinion to use, but considerably better. You can move them around a little bit easier. Before, you had to enter in, whoa. Marbark stand, Marbaristan 25. Thank you so much. Super generous of you. Appreciate you. I've missed a whole bunch of stuff over on Twitch, but that's super generous. I appreciate that. Anyway, the map. Yeah, you threw me off. Thank you so much. For anyone who just got that, anyone on YouTube too, just know that there is a video out there. Go on the Discord. There's a video right now. It's coming out later on today, but it's early access for subs and early access for channel members as well. So yeah, you can add this. Back in the day when you were doing this through the unofficial channels, you have to, oh man, thank you so much. That's amazing. Longtime supporter. Appreciate you, buddy. Really, really appreciate you. Wow, super generous. So before, you had to enter coordinates to figure out where your water was going to be. So I was constantly entering numbers and watching this little pointer move around on a map. So now you do have this, so you can place one of these for a constant rate and flow, things of that nature, and move this thing around. I think my biggest issue generally with this is that it's just not super intuitive. I think the best place to demonstrate that is right here. So when you're modifying a season, now obviously this doesn't work right now, but if you were to try to change the chance of precipitation, that is out of 100. If you are adjusting the temperature, that is in Celsius. So I was constantly going back. Then the deviation is the difference in degrees Celsius, that it would go up and down beyond the day-night temp, which is the average temperature. So it's a lot to think about. And I don't know Celsius, so I don't really know how many degrees 1 degree Celsius is in Fahrenheit. So I was guessing, and then I found out that it doesn't work. So that was disappointing, but it is beta. They are making it abundantly clear all over the place. You just slapped with beta all over the place. So yeah, got a lot of sympathy for Colossal Order. Look at other small devs. However, you wish the update were bigger and 4 trees. So they're focusing on the update to the game too. So I think that's a big thing to think about. And this is a big thing that needs to be delivered, just bluntly. So the other things that are interesting about this, I really dislike this menu. So you can add objects. It is as confusing as the dev menu. And I just really think standardize all temps to Kelvin. Okay, so 0 is 32. So then it's like a 0.5 that I want, even less. That's so okay. P. Peterson, I know what you mean by 0 Celsius is 32 Fahrenheit. I want to know how many degrees Fahrenheit between 0 and 1 is. So if I go up 1 degree Celsius, how many degrees Fahrenheit is that? Because that's the deviation, and I could not figure that out. And I know that the editor who plays Dragon in the last video is me. Okay, 1.8 Fahrenheit is 1 Celsius. That's helpful. So that's the thing. That's the kind of thing that makes it really complicated, and it's a UI thing, and I just feel like the UI of the map creator generally is not great. It's basically the dev menu, and it's very complicated. There's also this tree thing, which shows you all of the, and maybe I'm just not seeing something, but it basically adds these scaling options to all the trees. And even on my system, it is super taxing. And they don't have a picture of it here, but I could not for the life of me figure out how to turn it off. And what it looks like to me is kind of what you see with procedural objects. So that growing the ability to do that, yeah, it's not great. Are there any plans of new city tips? Maybe, but it's going to be a little while. The next thing that's going to probably come out is going to be a review of the asset pack as part of, I'll probably be going back into the tutorial city to actually do that. So we're going to go back to tutoria. Americans do the metric for a lot of random things, and we don't even realize we're doing it. It's frustrating. I wish that we would have done it. I remember learning about it in school, and it basically being like a side note. And now I feel completely at a disadvantage to the rest of the world. So thanks, America. So the other thing is you can upload maps. There are 2 different ways to do it. You can do it from the editor, and you can do it from the map screen itself. When you go and click new to create a new city, you can upload it through there. Because now it's separated into custom maps and like the game's default maps. Do a good job with that. But I don't understand why there are 2 different methods. I guess it's there though. And I've personally had issues uploading. It's a known bug though, and I think they're working on fixing it. And here's what I was mentioning though. You can kind of see you have the external links that we were talking about inside of Paradox Mods, and you can add your Patreon. And other links. You can add other external links. I'm not sure what the other links necessarily can be, but you can add links that are not just on that list that I provided. So yeah, lots of good stuff there. So I want to, we are going to go and do a little bit of a playthrough. Before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about your guys' feelings about this, because I'm really curious, do you guys feel good about this, or like, how do you feel about Paradox Mods based on what I've described? How do you feel about how do you feel generally about the DLC? You're excited for Paradox Mods? Yeah, I mean, that's I'm excited for Paradox Mods. They're making you depressed. I'm sorry to hear that. Paradox Mods looks promising. Feel optimistic about Paradox Mods, less so about DLC. You trust how I feel? I appreciate that. Is the game still broken? I would say that there are parts that are still issues. I don't know the full extent of the fixes yet, because I have not received the actual list of fixes. DLC is neutral. They have not given an update as to when asset support will come. That is a huge thing. I mean, so the asset support is big because it's also the region packs. So they are having the content creators that are making the region packs create them in the same way as assets that would go on the store. So it's the same tool, and if that tool's not ready, we're not getting it. Are there any big announcements for Monday? Mainly the update. I'm gonna try my best to get the performance video done as quickly as I can. So I think that I'm at a point now where the version of the game that I have should have all the performance stuff baked in. So I will start benchmarking immediately. Will the Thunderstorm mods drop after PDX? I think that's a question for all the Thunderstorm modders. I mean, here's the big question. And I will not go to an away screen. So here we've got the Thunderstorm. Is there going to be a value in having your mods here versus having them on Paradox mods? I would say that your audience is probably smaller, unless you're trying to do things that maybe Paradox wouldn't be excited about. You know, the things I can think of would be things that have a clear copyright violation. I would think that there would be no reason not to have the free range camera light on Paradox mods. We already saw image overlay was on there, map texture replacer. The big one for me is legacy flavor. The only question, this is a question, you know, really that should be directed at someone like Cuboid, would be, are there Hermocrates? For the sake of the Thunderstorm, I hope not. I'm not sure if there are things that you're able to do with the Thunderstorm that you can't do on Paradox mods from a modding standpoint. Like, I know that Beppin X-Pack, I believe, is the same as Harmony, but that is part of what Paradox mods was about, like having that built in. So yeah, Anarchy, I believe Anarchy was on there already. We saw that. I hope there's no adult mods. So anyway, I'm gonna launch this. We can take a look. We still have this over set up for Timberborn. So I'm gonna move this back on both YouTube and Twitch. So if you see me moving around, that is why. And we're gonna run our old city on the Thunderstorm mods once for old time's sake. Cubo, you don't know of anything that you can't do with a Thunderstorm that you can do in the Thunderstorm that you can't do in Paradox mods? No, that's great to hear. So with that in mind, I don't know why you would use the Thunderstorm after this, like, bluntly. So yeah, I'm sorry that I was making you dizzy, Hank. Not my intention at all. So here we are. The one thing I will say, the other thing too is, I did try booting up my Thunderstorm mods with the new update of the game, and I couldn't load into some of my cities. And I don't know what the reason for that was. Probably the same thing you'd see in City Skylines. That when you have a big mod update, you've got to update the version number in many cases. So with all of that in mind, I'd just be curious if the mods even get updated. Bluntly, if it were me. So okay, lots of hiccups today, Phil. Wait, what? No, I have no hiccups. I feel good. So I have not updated Magnolia County, for instance, on the Thunderstorm to make it available for the map update uploader, because I've been concerned about breaking the save, because updating things is challenging on that. Updating maps is challenging on the Thunderstorm. And knowing that Paradox mods is around the corner, I didn't really see the incentive, knowing that there's a huge number of people waiting for PDX mods. So I would be curious to know. I mean, it is work to push the updates to the Thunderstorm, so I would assume that most people who want to reach the largest audience, which I think most people want to, they would stick with Paradox mods. You plan on starting over on the 25th? Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are gonna probably feel that way. And one of the things I can't wait to show you, that I can't show you just yet, is how you're going to have to, what you're gonna have to do to bring back your saves from modding, in specific the land value mod. So we're going into Mulligan Crossing specifically. Yeah, there is a SkyV beta. Oh, whoa. I've got to adjust my settings, guys, because I went between the beta and the non-beta version. So I don't think you guys want to see motion blur. All the default settings. Just terrible. Terrible. I wish that this was updated. I think we can probably do it with that. Advanced. Hold on. We're gonna one more thing. TAA and should be better. Yeah. So I wanted to pop in here because we were having a ton of problems. Oh, wait a minute. This is the version that I think I may have actually fixed it. Yeah. Let's pop out. I want to show you what happens with this. So yeah, this is the last one that we did, Mulligan's Crossing 6. I loaded in to see what would happen if I just run this mod. So this is the land value overhaul mod. And you can see that we had all these problems. And it's going to do this whole, like, it looks like it's kind of pumping up the city. We get all of these arrows going up, and then all of our land value high rent issues are going to go away. We're going to see stuff fill in right here. That's all good and well. But the other thing we're going to see is a lot of things go to level 5, and we're going to need to music off. Whoops.
The billowing clouds of smoke pose a serious health risk to anyone.
Sorry, guys. Hold on. Because it reset all my settings. There we go. This is fundamentally changing the land value of the city. So we will need to do some work down the line to fix this. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you, is that we are going to bring this up, use the land value overhaul mod, because I know how many of you guys have used this particular mod. And then we'll need to fix it once we have our update, which I should be able to show soon. Not yet. Northwood's vibe must be respected. Love it. Turn up the radio. You will not need this mod after the update. City Rat put together the CPP radio, and I think they plan on bringing it over. I don't know when, though. As a city planner, what sort of cities do I find more aesthetic? Old European cities or grid US cities? Oh, that's I find the beauty in both. I find that American cities are very easy to navigate. I find that European cities have a lot of history, and when you go there, I love that I can just, the cities are meant to be navigated by walking. So yeah, appreciate that, Franimus. Yeah, so it will be coming. I didn't put it together, and I wouldn't know how. So yeah, I have no idea. U.S. cities are very drawable. Yes, this right here, U.S. Australian. So Sheila Johnson is not going away. You guys in the primaries may have voted her out, but she's still got a plan. I'm gonna speed this up so we can see these have all filled in. Our population is exploding. That was the thing. We tried to speed race towards 20,000, and now we're gonna easily hit 25 just in a couple of minutes. She is out. Yeah, she got 11% of the vote in the primaries. So now it's between Chuckles and Emily Timmons. Platforms available on the community tab. The poll's still going. You got a week. Fatality. Chuckles is losing, so if you want Chuckles to win, you better go and vote. Although there have been so many votes, it's kind of been mind-blowing. So anyway, back to this. This is kind of what I wanted to do. Is I wanted to bring this in. I'm gonna fill in the rest of this. Let's see. I also added a couple new mods. Map texture replacer, legacy flavor we've always had. Let's test this out. Custom zoning coloring. There we go. And now I should be able to adjust that. Well, we'll see what Magnolia Spotlight has to say about Timmons win. Looking forward to it. Seeing what you put together. Chuckles is funded by Spasm. One of the things I do want to do is I think it would be a lot of fun to bring Magnolia County into a stream and do a bit of detailing. So one of these days we'll do that as well. You vote for Superior to have our independent redistricting commission. It's the way to do it. I don't think that the legislators should ever be picking their own districts, but happens all the time. Timmins is probably going to win, unless a whole bunch of you decide to get behind Chuckles. But either way, I already have an idea of what's going to happen, and it's going to be very interesting. The most interesting thing is going to be what happens to Governor Johnson. So look forward to that. I'm not 100% sure when the next Magnolia County is coming out, because I want to make sure that we have. I want to make sure that I adequately cover everything here, and I want to show you how to use Paradox mods and all that good stuff. So that's gonna be my number one focus. The other thing is, I actually have a birthday party this weekend for a 9-year-old, and so basically everyone in my family has a birthday in the next week, outside of not everyone, but a lot of people in my family. So the timing is a little challenging. So we'll have to see what I come up with. What we're building here is, so this is the stream city. Our goal was to try to hit 200,000, and we were adding 5,000 per stream. Now, eventually we ran into the land value bug, and we ended up having land values that were super high in this area. The reason why they were high is this was kind of our little office and industrial district. So this shouldn't have been high, but it did get high. So we started converting it over to be a residential district, low density residential, to try to stem off some of that, and it didn't fix it. So the land value started spreading all over the place. So by adding land value overhaul, we're dropping things down. So we built a number of things here. This right here is kind of our original, this right here is our original city. We built a neighborhood in Wanakee by popular demand. We've been spreading out this way. We've got our little, our incinerator complex out here. And then over here we have Canberra. We actually used image overlay, which I don't know if I still have that enabled. It is, but everything's off right now. So we actually took the original plan for Canberra and placed it right here and drew everything in. So that's why this looks incomplete, but also very planned out. So yeah, Wanakee is I think that was all you, Hank. So yeah, no, this is definitely Australia inspired. We stream at a time generally that's super convenient for Australians, not very convenient for Americans, and absolutely terrible for Europeans. So yeah. And then we were trying to pull things together. Sager, nice to see you in here. Nice to see you in here. The Chuckles people are very vocal. They vocally like Chuckles, or they vocally hate Chuckles too, but still want to see him. I think it's a vote for chaos. Not that terrible in Finland. What time is it right now? 6 in Warsaw? Yeah, so this is probably a much better time for most Europeans. I need to stream more at a reasonable time for Europe, because it is actually a better time for me. The problem is, this is when I normally make videos. So that's the main reason I don't do it now, normally. Good to catch a stream. Just taking a lunch break. Nice. Good to see you here. 19, so 7 p.m. in the EU. Perfect. Perfect. In Finland too. Checking your English test at home as you're watching. Awesome. Good in Turkey as well. Perfect. So yeah, I will try to sprinkle in some more of these. Originally, the Stardew Valley update is today as well. And that was what I wanted to do. We were going to do that. But with all of the news with City Skylines, that's kind of what we do around here. I felt like I couldn't ignore it. So you want the fire breaks. We'll have to see if whoever the future governor is focuses on that. I would assume that it's a big issue, but we'll have to see. Again, the governor matters, but I think that the choice for who is not governor is also just as important, no matter who loses. Haunted Chocolatier. I'm super looking forward to that. Super looking forward to that. You can listen to this time Monday through Friday. But if I did one around 10 a.m. on a Friday, that would be perfect. I could probably do that. The only day that's really difficult for me to stream is Monday. So and not having the set release schedule has really been helpful in me being able to be a bit more flexible. You're still waiting on the Stardew Valley update anyway? You didn't get it yet? Have I already scripted both vote options? I have in my head what I plan on doing depending on who wins. So yeah, I do have a very clear vision of what is going to happen. So part of what has already happened is going to... How much do you want to know? Maybe that's the real question. How much do you want to know? If you don't want to know, then I won't say anything until this comes out. But could there be a multiverse episode? I mean, there already are, basically. Spill the tea. I'm gonna leave it to a poll. If you guys want to know the scoop, I'll give it to you. Do you want to know my secrets? Yes or no? And I won't allow additional votes. Everyone gets one vote on Twitch. And there are about 500 of you. So if you are here for the scoop, I will tell you. It's close. It's close. Most people say yes. I'm going to do a little bit of zoning through here while I wait. And basically, I think what we're going to do is, this is going to be mostly low density as the goal over here, just as a recap, we were going to try to build this up naturally. So having a bunch of low density, and then where we see land value increase, start to increase the density, probably in our older part of town. And then over here, it'll be kind of a twin capital or something, or twin city. YouTube says spill the beans. Ben, it looks like it's going to be that way. Got a couple more seconds. So I think I'm going to make a lot of people happy because the governor's not out of the picture. The governor is now going to be moving to Magnolia County. And she's going to be very bored. She's going to have things to do. They're going to want things to do. So maybe we finally build that big city that everyone's been wondering about. And there'll be a rub there between whoever's governor. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. So that is the beans. The governor. When you guys voted against the governor, that's what you voted for. So yes, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So that is the other thing. I'm waiting. I want to wait for the update so we can start to normalize land value before we do that. So yeah, very excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And we're already starting to build in that area. We're actually gonna be building in the area where I initially wanted to have the start tile, but when I built Magnolia County, the editor didn't allow me to change the starting tile. So we're finally gonna be building in the spot that I always wanted to build in. The spot that I built for the main city. So a lot of people have wondered about that too. Why am I not adding on to Bend? It's because it was never supposed to be added on to this much. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's not centered. It's not centered. I'm seeing that right now. I hate that. Here's the thing though. I don't know that this actually is even because we took the overlay, and I wonder, can I get back to the overlay? Image overlay. How do I see this? I can't remember the key. Hold on. See, I want to see what key I need to press for this, because if we bring this up, I can see if I actually made a mistake on this. Okay, there it was. Website. Ah, Control O. I was hitting Control I. That seemed to be what made sense to me. Okay. Control O. There we go. And it looks, yeah, I actually completely followed that. You can kind of see it's right there. Okay. Sheila and James, do you want to know more? So James factors into this. What James did factors in, but I'm not gonna go too deep on that. That's a bridge too far. Then I'm basically giving you my script. That's not gonna work. That looks like it's the center, and this looks like it's the center of the center. So now we'll try again. So yeah, that's where we're at. Maybe we'll do something like that. Oh, I didn't pay attention to the number of units. James should at least go in the doghouse for what he did. James is already in the doghouse. What we're gonna see is kind of a series of choices made based on. We're gonna see a bunch of stuff happen because of what he did. Some of it'll be what you expect. Some will not be. But it's gonna really drive the story. So that is actually perfect-ish, I think. But the roads are not right. Or they're close. They're close. We're going to live with it. We can live with a bit of imperfection. Crosswalks on one side but not the other. You don't like that? I think it's beautiful. There we go. Crosswalks on both sides. And we'll even do it through here. Invalid shape. There we go. So one thing I am curious about. So I know just how low the Steam numbers have gotten for City Skylines 2. And I know a lot of that is due to hardware, a lot of it's due to bugs, a lot of it's due to assets. I want to know if the reason that you're not playing is hardware, because then one of the next videos I'm going to put out is actually going to be related to, is going to be related to the performance of the game. I want to know, I'm going to be looking at you both, YouTube and Twitch, if there are specific hardware configurations in the last video that were useful to you. Please let me know right down in the comments, because I will be sure to test those. And I'm going to pull up my OneNote quickly while we kind of wait for this to just wait for a moment. And I will take those down, because I don't know if I'll have time to test literally everything, but I will get to as many as I can. You need to know about sub. So most of the cards I have are, so I have 2060, I have 1060, got a bunch of AMD cards. I had the Intel Arc card. I got a 3060. I got a whole bunch of stuff. And after this, I very well may give a bunch of it away too. Ad break on Twitch, so that's helpful. People are saying PlayStation, Xbox, 2060. Okay, I'll be sure to get that one in there. You're not playing because you don't have the game. You don't plan on purchasing until it's 30 to 40% off, Nicola. That's fair. Hardware, you have a Mac. So I will try Wine once again. I can try it on. I have an so I have a MacBook Pro and my Mac Studio. I can try it. Steam Deck's gonna definitely be on there. Your 2060 doesn't cut it. That could be a settings thing. So that's the other thing. I will add a couple of different settings to see if I can make it run decently. 970. Okay, I think I got that. Verde Bluffs deserves better. We got something coming from April Fools. Keep an eye out for it. 1660. Super. Okay. 1660 Ti. You have an RTX. So I think I have an I can't recall. I don't have anything that. I don't have a 3070, but or a 370, but I think I have a 570. I'll have to look. I don't really have much for Intel, so you're gonna have to extrapolate out. I have a very good wide variety of AM4 chips, and then I have a super old Intel. I don't know, it must be at this point 13, 14 years old that I'll be testing it on. Abigail, you'll buy it as soon as they have bikes. No idea when that'll be. Okay. Hey CPP, I used to play CS2 on your old PC, which was a GTX 1050 Ti, i5 4690, and 20 gigs of DDR3 RAM. It ran regardless of the frames you got. Yeah, it'll run on that. It'll run, but the question is how much. Yeah, all of my Macs are Apple Silicon based. And yeah, I do content creation full time now, Conga. Talked about that a bit. So I don't have a 4060, but I do. I have equivalents in the 30 series, so that's helpful. Can I explain why the last Magnolia County episode I built the rail over the lake? Tunnel vision. Probably gonna be fixing that one. I also thought it looked cool, but I think it's a little too much. One of the challenges there is that the further you get away from the lake, in either direction, the angle gets harder, and the difference in height is pretty dramatic. I could show you that before we head off tonight. So yeah, by no means is the performance on your 3080 great. That's surprising to me, because I have a 3060. We have a family PC that has a 3060. I think it runs all right. Then again, the bugs are the issue. RX 6800. Okay. You can run at 200,000 population, about 24 frames a second. Honestly, I'm okay with that to a certain extent. What processor with the 3060? I'm gonna pair it with a bunch of different processors, so I'll do that. So okay. Asus ROG laptop. That was one of the things I picked up for my trip. I got a gaming laptop, and then I played Timberborn, so I probably didn't need that. Okay, well, you guys have given me some good ideas. I got some down here, and I will make sure to test all of those out. I think I want to get us up. We generally go 5,000. So I'm going to get us up to 2,500. And then I'm going to switch over to Magnolia County for a second just to look at that angle and kind of explain my thought process there. And then I think that we will probably cut it out. I'm going to probably have another stream this week during the day. The goal being to kind of provide the information that I can as I'm able to, based on embargoes. The economy, Sasha, is half fixed, I would say. The economy is not. No, actually, hold on. I take that back. There's still issues with the economy in the new update. This is not the new update. I can't show that yet. But what I'm seeing is that demand and land values are a little better, but what is not fixed is the economy. No, it's still not right. What do I do to keep up to date on best practices now that I do videos full time? Do you mean for my profession? I'm still a member of the American Planning Association. Still a certified planner. Still going to keep my certifications. But yeah, for now, practicing doesn't make a ton of sense for a variety of reasons. But mostly related to, I think I'm a distraction. So I have missed a whole bunch of activity on Twitch. So even though I am This is not the right time for it. I'm going to thank a bunch of people before we move on. We're going to let this grow for just a couple of seconds. Tom Kimsey, thank you so much for the Prime. The Real Potato Roo, thank you so much for the Prime. Miss Moon Mage, thank you so much for the 1 gifted sub. Jill Canoe, thank you for the Prime. Redecker, thank you so much for the Prime. We got the 25 gifted subs. Again, Mohammed, thank you so much. Belgranon, thank you so much for the Prime. Hank, thank you so much for the biddies. Whale Lord Overlord, thank you so much for the Prime. Jackson Martinez, rather, thank you so much for the Prime. 3 months. Greetings from Lisbon. Thank you. Long time on YouTube sub. Thank you so much. Go Pack Go. Robin, good to see you here, buddy. Squid Vicious Twitch, thank you so much for the Prime. Nick, thank you for the Prime. Lord Vaden, thank you so much for the tier 1. Appreciate you. 4 months. And Goro Bargon, thank you so much. 6 months at tier 1. Super awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, Go Pack Go. We do that around here. We do that around here. If you don't want that, you gotta go to like Kodiak the Kodiak, who can root for a team that has been good for all of 1 year. And if you're not on Twitch, if you're on Twitch or YouTube and you haven't checked out Kodiak the Kodiak, highly recommend him. Another fellow Midwesterner who has bad taste in sports teams. As most people, I mean, it's not even fair to pick on Michiganders. All their teams are terrible. Go Pack Go in March. Love it. Yeah, he's a Detroit fan. He's got a football team at least. That's good. This year. Next year, I'm not so certain. Funny thing is, a couple of streams ago, we talked about pulling these communities together, and now we're finally doing it. It's just a gigantic suburban sprawl between the two of these. But it's working. You're Kansas City local. That's the Streamlined Diner. Classic American diner building when you want some nostalgia. I do. We're gonna place that. I was reading about Kansas and some of the issues with your owner and the excitement he has to make the city pay for a new stadium or relocate the team. And I cannot believe that a dude who just won the Super Bowl can't be bothered to pay for his own stadium. Just, that's the kind of stuff that, like, as a sports fan, but also as like a fan of cities and not having the cities pay for sports stadiums, just pisses me off. I'm just going to be upfront about it. That is absolutely insane. That, like, you can't be a billionaire and not want to. You can't own the sports team, benefit from that, and then say, I'm not gonna pay for the stadium. I think the citizens should be on the hook for that. If the taxpayers are on the hook for that, do they also get a share of the team? Probably not. Ridiculous. Same thing happening in DC right now. Yeah, wasn't there an issue though where now Virginia it might be making it impossible to move the teams to Alexandria? And this is why Green Bay is the best team. We will proudly buy shares that mean nothing and give them to our team that doesn't have an owner. And then we'll all say that we are the owners. And I miss the shares. You better believe the next time that they want to sell some shares, I will be buying some worthless stock. Alexandria is congested enough. You got to remember, the thing about a stadium is, and I think, they are major venues, but most of the time they sit vacant. So that is the reason why, like, traffic it'll be a problem sometimes. But also it's not a problem most of the time. But it's also the reason why maybe you don't want your city paying for that stadium, because most of the time it's going to sit there totally empty and not benefiting your city at all. So that's a thing. Your family has shares and season tickets. I've been on the season ticket list forever, and I think my kids will probably inherit my position on the list. The thing is, they don't even care about football, so maybe it's not going to matter. Yeah, NFL seasons are quite short. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. If it's baseball, that's one thing. I mean, I still don't think it's right, to pay for that, but at least you get a whole bunch of games. For the NFL, if you're the Lions, think about it. You might only get 8 games a year because your team's so terrible that you never get to see the playoffs. And then you do every now and then you lose because of terrible decision making at the end of an important game. Stadiums are an eyesore too, unless they're done right. So in Denver, when I was there, I thought that they had kind of a mixture of both. So Coors Field is wonderful. I think that the way it fits into the urban fabric. And then you look at the football stadium and the basketball stadium, not so good. Oh, that is super ugly. I hate that. Soldier Field spaceship says hello. I heard that Soldier Field is going to remain. And I am super pumped about that. To me, the idea of Chicago not having its stadium on the lake is crazy. College stadiums are great amenities. NFL, on the other hand, are ugly. I mean, again, that's debatable. I think it's who you're talking to. Yeah, that's the thing. I will probably... I don't like... I mean, this whole area is pretty awkward. And there's a decent chance we just have some cul-de-sacs and park spaces. And that's often what happens with awkward spaces that you can't really develop. There's going to be a park space requirement, and where are you going to meet that? In this super weird parcels that you can't otherwise sell. SoFi Stadium is beautiful. Maybe one of these days we'll just have to open up Google Maps and take a look at stadiums. Chicago Fire might renovate Soldier Field and make it a soccer specific. Really? So are they talking about a new stadium in general? I'm not well versed in what's going on in Chicago. Are they talking about a new stadium in general? Stadiums outside of the city limits are cringe. Santa Clara 49ers, New Jersey Giants. Yeah. Completely agree with you there. And that's the thing. Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, I don't love the funding mechanism, but I will say the one thing I will give a lot of credit to for Fiserv is it has totally revitalized the area around it. If America decides to care about soccer, we're going to conquer the world. Bears are throwing more money into the museum campus. I love that museum campus. I haven't been there in a while. I need to get back to Chicago. I've got family there, so I have no excuse. I've even got a cousin who recently moved out on his own. I guess it's not recent anymore. He asked me to visit, and I haven't been there yet. So I need to get back. Plan for the White Sox Park. Okay, one of these streams, we are going to do it. It's expensive to visit Chicago nowadays. Not when you're part of the Chicago mega region and can just drive there. So it's not that far away. What is that? Did I just cut power off to everything out here? I have no idea what that's about. You have a relative landscape architect in Madison. Is it possible I was colleagues with them? Very possible. Very, very possible. Someone somewhere without power. Everyone looks happy. So I'm going to call it a good thing. Yeah. So what you say about Chicagoland? So when I was flying back from Arizona, like you're going through Arizona, and it's just like it's super urbanized in like a couple spots, and then there's vast emptiness. And as I was flying over like Iowa and different places, I was just kind of marveling at how empty places were. And then you get back to Wisconsin, and it's just like urbanization everywhere. And when you're that high up, you can just kind of see how everything is connected. And it might feel like a whole bunch of different places, but you'd be amazed. Everything's growing into itself. You can see the Jeffersonian grid. And yeah, there is a lot of suburbanization. I mean, it's like in the Madison area, 50% of the growth that has been occurring is suburban growth. I'm not going to say it's for better. It is what it is. Hey, a station-related question here. Still very interested. What do I think of the Netherlands, infrastructure and vibe-wise? I think the Netherlands is awesome. I think that, I mean, just generally. So I've been thinking a lot about TwitchCon and whether or not I'm going to go or not. And one of the things I've been thinking about is my desire to see more of Europe versus the ease of going to San Diego. Because I do think I would like to go. And my wife actually has a trip lined up soon to go to Spain for work. So I'm super jealous. So yeah, I'm not sure. Stardew Valley update drops in 45 minutes. Oh, well then we've definitely got to be done before then. I am from Wisconsin. I've lived on the whole. Basically, I am the Highway 51 man. I've lived all up and down it. And I still like, I mean, that's, my family's out along it. Yeah. Go to Europe every chance I can get. It's expensive though. That's the thing. Like it's not an insignificant expense. And then the only time I've ever traveled that far, I've had my wife with me, and I don't think I can convince her to go to TwitchCon. So, the one thing I did see that Jedi is trying to go to TwitchCon in Europe. So maybe I'll let Jedi, if Jedi is able to get there, then I will go. But yeah, flights are expensive. My wife's flight was $1,500, I believe. Thankfully, not on our dime. Thankfully, her work's paying for that. She has to present a paper, so, or a research paper that she's been working on forever at this point. So I think she's super pumped. Yeah, super expensive. Not on the console yet. No. Sorry. Everyone donate. City planner chair. I appreciate that. No, you don't have to do that. I mean, if I will, the decision is there are multiple things that go into the decision. I mean, for me, honestly, the biggest thing is I'm going to say that I'm being, I'm nervous to fly that far, by my lonesome. I'm not it's funny. I moved all over the place, but as far as traveling like that, I've never done that. Places east of Berlin are relatively cheap. You live in the Netherlands, a small historic town. Used to Dutch roads and stuff. You like to visit big cities in America and see how different American cities are. How do I feel they compare? Totally different. I mean, the big thing, that's frustrating. The big thing is, I mean, we have history here, but you'll talk to someone and they're like, oh, this place is 100 years old. It's historic. Boston, Philly, New York City, DC, those are historic places here, and they're not very old relative to other places. Now here, I mean, they feel super old. The one thing I liked about going to Arizona was I got to see some prehistoric, cave drawings and things of that nature. But yeah, that's the big difference. We just don't have the same amount of history here in terms of, architecture and buildings and statues and whatnot. You need CS2 on the console ASAP. Yeah, I really hope they announce something soon, because just reasonably, I think that for many people, it's going to be the preferred way of playing. I think I'm going to block zoning all the way up and down here. I stream at a normal time. Will. Just for you, buddy. The real question, you just got here. You got here at the end. Because we're going to keep going for a little while. I said we were going to hit the 25. I want to finish out this little area because I want to pull these together. And it's mostly residential anyway. And then in the next one, we'll kind of get into some of the nitty gritty and look at city services and whatnot. But yeah, we'll do another one this week for sure. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. It might be the day after. And we still have a normal Thursday. Lunchtime streams, lunchtime beers. I don't know how impressed my wife would be if she got home and I smelled like alcohol. That said, on Thursday, we're making some old fashions on stream. So we'll see how that goes. Batch gave me a recipe. Julian gave me an idea as well. And then we're going to make a real old fashioned, not their weird ones. And I'll be the judge of what is better. I'm not biased at all. Just roll this over to a Stardew Valley stream. Oh man, I've gotta do a couple of things, like benchmark a whole bunch of stuff. So, as much as I want to do a Stardew Valley stream, it's not the day. It's not the day, unfortunately. I also, yeah, I've got a few things I gotta do. Got an ad break on Twitch. Julian, you're immediately annoyed by the real old fashioned. You know how I feel, but I'm willing to try yours. You can't tell if I'm speaking. I'm definitely speaking. I don't think I'm muted, so we're good. I'm gonna take a quick moment. Squid Vicious, Twitch, thank you for the Prime. Nick, thank you for the Prime. I got you guys already, and I appreciate you. Just the Rebels, thank you for the Prime. Sony, thank you for the Tier 1. Chungo DeFato, thank you so much for the Prime. Nal Nerf, thank you so much for the 1 month. 4 months total, thank you. Appreciate you. Julian, thank you for the biddies. And Midge, 37. Not saying that. Tier 1, thank you. Commercials like the good old-fashioned cable. Astro, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Anyone who just got those, hop onto the Discord and go check out the next video. Speaking of the next video, we're checking out High Rise City. A lot of people asked me to check that out. I think the 2 games that people asked me to check out the most are High Rise City and Workers and Resources. And I'm going to have to just do a Workers and Resources video soon just so that I can satiate the demand for it. But yeah, High Rise City. Interesting game. That'll be releasing at 6 p.m. my time for most people. But if you just got a gifted sub, it releases for you right now. You're playing Workers and Resources and it is hard. Yeah, so I would say that the game I just played is Workers and Resources on easy mode. And if you've played Anno, there's a lot of Anno inspiration. Kind of a ridiculous amount. It's German developer, solo developer at one point. Yeah, not a bad game. Some issues though. Is the performance better in High Rise City? There are, not to give away the entire video, you probably experienced a flickering bug that I did, and it drove me nuts the entire time. So no, that's still there. But I did load up a monster of a city, 3.6 million, and I was able to tool around in it for a while. It was fine. But the flickering thing, not good. Still interesting title. A Wisconsin old fashioned is to cocktails what a cold cut is to a steak. Julian, that is insulting and wrong. That's typically true for Eastern European devs since people in poor countries can't afford nice up-to-date computers. So I think that real thing is, I mean, I don't know what, I mean, this is a German dev. But it's still, it was created on a very limited budget. I guess what I would say is for the budget that it has, super impressive. But there's still, I mean, still issues that I find to be frustrating. There we go. We said that. You will die on this hill. You will disrespect the topography. Julian, don't do it. Don't do it. I promised I would drink your old fashioned. Even though it's wrong. Pollution. Oh, shoot. You know what was here? This is where our landfill was. Hold on. Let me... Why is this not going on for me? Hold on. Something's going wacky. Something's going wacky for me. Oh yeah. That's not gonna work. Little eminent domain in a park. Yeah, this was the landfill and the poop pit. So because of both of those, I'll need to completely de-zone all of this. And it'll be the scar that everyone wonders why the grid breaks up. We've even got it there. Oh, that's frustrating. Yeah, the poop pit leaves no pollution. It's definitely all about the landfill. Julian, have a good one. Thank you for being here, buddy. And for sure, be there Thursday, so I can tell you how bad your old fashioned is. Or how good it is. Maybe you'll shock me. Or you can blame it on me for making it poorly. The real thing, I've got to convince my wife to join me at some point. I think the only way that she would, and she's already agreed to, is if I were to play Overcooked. And it stresses me out. Mega Park. I think we're actually going to save this and hop over to Magnolia County for a second. But yeah, we've got our next population milestone very easily. And the whole reason why I wanted to do this in general was so that we could fix this once we get our mod update. So let's save this real quick. I will once again, like I have, throw this thing up on the Discord. So if you want to take a look, you have the ability to do so. Oh. I want to take a look at that supper club actually before we move on. Hold on. We got that signature building available to us. The Streamline Diner. I feel like we would see this on the side of the highway. So we'll temporarily add this. It would be something like this with a road right here and then a gigantic parking lot behind it. An obscenely large parking lot. That is way too, that's too obscene. I have not created custom parking lots yet. I think that's the next place I need to venture. Oh, yes. Near the rail yard. It's not too far. But I do agree. That would make some sense. We'll do something like that. I want to know what benefits. All right. 3 well-being within 500 meters. 1% attractiveness citywide for tourism. And less reduces the import cost by 1%. That's kind of strange, but I'm into it. What assets am I most looking forward to when asset modding? Oh, so honestly, it's a mixture of an asset and a mod. Oh, look at that! I didn't leave enough space for my parking, but I have anarchy, so whatever. I really miss building themes so much. And when we have building themes available, and maybe parking lots that aren't like this, I'll be really pumped about that. Like, this shouldn't have a toll, or a parking fee. I'd love to just have a parking lot that just looks like a parking lot without a little booth there. More trees. Yep. The fence, all the fences on the assets kill me. So I'm looking forward to assets that don't have all the fences. So yeah, a lot. There we go. So yeah, diner, attractive, made it ugly. Had this right next to it. I would love to have a normal. Maybe next time we'll fool around a little bit with custom parking lots. I also wanted to look at one other thing, the map texture replacer. I added that mod in here, just kind of on a whim, and curious to see what that is. Ooh, do not like that at all. Desert. Oh, I kind of dig that. City planner landscapes reaction video on Mississippi Pete. Oh my goodness, I think she would. I mean, she is a biologist. I think I mentioned that, so I'm not sure how she would feel. Ooh, this one's nice. Home of Chameleon, love it. That actually is really nice. Braxton Bay. It's not bad either. I don't know. What do you guys think? 2K? Or I can load my own image. I kind of like this one the most. Whale biologist, not in Wisconsin. You're kind of curious how mods like Move It will eventually function. I'm gonna leave some of the magic for Cuboid. I have used it. But yeah, I'll leave it for. Wait. The grass texture? Wait, what is it changing? I thought. Hold on. Let's get that. I don't know what it's changing. I can't figure out what it's changing. I'm not seeing it. Something. I get that it looks better if I change it. CPP wife sets up forest with proper success. Yeah, I think that some of the things that I do, I could see her playing City Skylines like a forest simulator, rebuilding forests and natural environments, and not building a city. So that'd be a thing. Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm looking in the wrong spot. No, I'm not. So the cliffside. Oh my goodness. To have different cliffs that give a little bit more perspective. I wonder. I'm going to just switch all these over. That is nice. I like that more. And obviously, I think that we could probably see the desert theme. Super cool. Yeah, super cool. One of your least favorite things is all the fences and all the assets. Yeah, the desert looks super cool. Yeah, I know that this wasn't supposed to be a desert, but I kind of dig it. What are you guys thinking? Are we okay with this being a desert? we're gonna have 4 palm trees soon, so we should be able to really. Oh yeah, it's good. Well, there's no snow on this map. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna roll with this, and hopefully this mod is on Paradox Mods. Yeah, we haven't had a desert build except for Verde Bluffs. Who knows what we get? Any thoughts about a small Let's Play of SimCity 3000? I think if we do it, it's gonna be on stream. I did pick it up, and I do plan on playing it at some point. Wow, I love that. That is awesome. Love that. All right, we're gonna save it. I will drop this onto the Discord. And then the last thing I want to do is let's pop into Magnolia County for just a moment. Yeah, we're gonna add those palm trees the next time. Well, it won't. It might not be the next time because the next one we might. It could be as soon as tomorrow. Okay, I don't like Magnolia County with a desert theme. That was a mistake. Magnolia Desert. I wonder though. How's this one? It's subtle. It's subtle, but I like it. So right here, as I was thinking about this, let's hold on. I gotta go back in legacy flavor so I don't blind all of you guys. So I could have, so there were two suggestions that I saw a lot. So I could have come back around here, but then I don't drop in elevation, and there's not really a way to get around here in a very clear and compelling way. I mean, this is a train, so I can't do something like this. I mean, that's not gonna work. That's terrible. So that was like the other solution was to try to come from over here. I thought at one point about just having the station over here. That was certainly on the table. The problem is now we're crossing this major highway. So yeah, I felt like there were no really good options short of going through the island. The other side of the lake, well, now we don't have enough time to get off. Like I guess we could have had it right here. That would have been another option. You're right. You honestly think I can get away with the curve? Astro, you think I can? Maybe. I will give that some thought. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Anyone who's here right now, Focus Zero, you like this? I'm kind of digging it too. We'll have to see if this mod is available on Paradox Mods. If it is, I might keep this. I like it. I think it looks really good. We'll take a quick poll. We're not gonna fix it right now, but I want to know: should I relocate the rail? Fix the rail. Oh, I'm not gonna. Fix is loaded. No additional votes. Yeah, bear in mind, all the railroads came before towns. So that was one of the things I was thinking about too. Like at the point that this railroad would have been created, I would think that the railroad could care less. Like if they could get past environmental, which honestly, this would be very challenging. Let's just keep that. Let's just be super real about that. That would be very challenging. But yeah. Let's see. Whoa, overwhelming with 35 to 16 on the vote. Should we relocate the rail? So a couple more seconds. And if you guys want it, I'm going to do it. We'll figure out a way. 25 votes can sway it in the other direction though. Just so you guys know on Twitch. You meant yes. Highway and rail side by side. I guess we could have done that. We could have kind of come down here. The real question is getting over. So we could have basically come along here and then gone up and over and then turned. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably just run it along here and then turn in. We'll have to reconsider that park. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a Mulligan episode before we have the next big one. And we'll probably do something like this, if that makes sense. That's my guess. You don't want to move it again? But is it really this channel if I don't struggle with rail and have like 3 or 4 episodes dedicated to it? To me, this to me looks reasonable. What do you guys think? 69%. Nice. That is great. On brand. We'll have a fire and we'll relocate the rail. So you think this is all right? All right. Now I'm gonna ask YouTube. What do you think of this solution? We'll get YouTube involved. What do you think of this solution? Do it. Keep thinking. Or tornadoes will show up nearby too. Yeah. YouTube, I'm gonna give you a minute. I got my 60-second button. And Twitch, you guys can't see what they're doing. There's 5 whole votes, and they're saying do it. So yeah, we would basically just run it along here, and then I'd probably start the turn way back here and do something like that. Honestly, now that I see this, I can't unsee how much better it is and how much shorter this bridge has the potential of being. So yeah. YouTube, you got another 30 seconds, approximately. Be right back over to YouTube to sway their votes. Better and cheaper. I agree. I agree. And YouTube is sitting at 78% says do it. With 10 seconds left to go. I don't think anyone's going to sway the vote in a significant way. Yeah, the bridge over the island. So I was thinking a lot about, so near the Mississippi River in Wisconsin, there it is. So 77% say do it. We'll do it. Basically, I was thinking about some of the bridges that we have along the Mississippi River here in Wisconsin, and we do have a lot of stuff like this. That said, it does destroy a lot of pristine marshland and a lot of islands and things of that nature. So we'll get it fixed, and this is going to look, I think, really, really good, and it'll allow us to develop something a little more maybe tourism focused right here. We got to figure out how we're going to fix the island, but should be fine. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate that. Has moved the rail. We're doing it. YouTube, it's all because of you guys. All right. I'm not going to save this, though. I think we'll get that for the next one. So, for now, I think I'm going to thank all of you for coming. Yeah, we've got an interesting couple of days ahead. I will let you know as soon as I can release things, or as soon as I can talk about things, I will continue to do so. We are going to raid someone over on Twitch, so we are going to say goodbye to YouTube first. No GeoGuessr today. I think we'll... or do you guys want one round? Drop it right now in the chat. If you want a round of GeoGuessr, let me know. You want chair simulator? Yes, one round. All right. I'll bite on one round. We'll do one quick round. Give me 1 second while I get that pulled up. And it is a tradition at this point. Let me, I gotta change what we're doing on Twitch. A nightcap of sorts. So there we go. We're updated there. Let me get this thing pulled up. I'm going to drop. No. YouTube's still there. YouTube is still there. They're giving me lots of hearts. They're saying, yes, let's do it. I'm going to give YouTube the link first because they're behind. And I'll give them a couple of seconds. Afternoon cap, if you will. Yes. I'll get that updated. There you go. And whoa, there's my settings. There you go. We've got 1,264 on YouTube, and on Twitch 476. Let's get this thing filled up. If you guys can jump in, I'd love to get this thing filled to the very top. Afternoon cap. There we go. And do I know when console's supposed to come out? I have no idea, Flamingo. I wish that they would say something. Console and the region packs, I think, are the biggest question marks and the things we need answers to. Up to 50. Digging it. Time to lose badly. I think we're going to stick with World for our one go around. There's a lot. I'm guessing that we've got a lot of Europeans in here. We end up in Europe a lot with World. We might get a random Asia Asian country. Dark Nova, you're good. All right, well, watch or don't. It's your call. We have a tradition here. You want to do Europe? All right, I will leave this to I'm gonna leave this to Twitch. What should we do? Europe, world, US, South America, Canada. And I'll give you one. I said 1 minute, but I'm not gonna give you. I'm gonna give you about 20 seconds. I see mostly world so far. Once we get part of the way there, we're going for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We are going with world. We're going with world. All right, let's do it. All right, here we go. And you know what? I think we're in Europe anyway. This looks. What is that? Is that? Are we in Europe? Yeah. That's an EU license plate. And we're in a parking lot. What is that over here? Any ideas? It is Europe. That looks like. Is this Sweden? Jallenhag. I mean, it kind of looks like it is. It's not Sweden. It's Norway. So, 509. So that's how I'm going to try to find it. 509 in Norway. Although they're not labeled like that. Okay, hold on. We got to keep going. Clinic. Has anyone seen? Everyone's saying it's Norway. I've seen nothing to tell me what city it is. Everyone says Norway. I just got to keep looking in Norway. Okay. When in doubt, we choose the biggest city. So I'm going to put that pin there for now. 20 seconds. I saw nothing of value. We're going for it. It's not right. Yeah, it's exactly where we're looking. That's a bummer. Spook, you got me. That's the way to do it. Don't tell me. Let's see. That's good for 40th. I want to be top 20. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but go for it. Olam, nice work. Vainglorious, 3rd place. LL2J, nice work. Me and delete. Rounding up. 4th and 5th. Let's do it. Could be Austria. Well, we gotta figure out where this is. South Coast. Sindersgaden. Sounds German. Looks like Europe somewhere. Are we in Sweden? So now we're in Sweden. The real question is, where in Sweden? Yeah, Sweden definitely. Oh, Eurotransport. That didn't say anything of. Well, maybe it did. Hold on. Let's look at the side of this. Maybe it says what city it's from. And it's gone. Perfect. Viborg. YouTube says Sweden too. Jay, I see you on YouTube. You're hearing me 15 seconds later. It's Clearwater County. I am going to just. I think it's important because I've done such a great job of inadvertently not select. It looks like an IKEA store. Isn't Uppsala like a shelf or something at IKEA? Someone said this. I'm gonna listen to you. Did you lead me astray? It is not. That was perfect. Thank you. It's on the sign where I first looked. I just totally missed it. Aha. Scania is Swedish. All right, we got it. I'm going to take that. 4 points away from perfect. Got me up to 20th. I think I can do this. Let's see. We still got the same folks up top, except Icy and GT have snuck their way up. Nice work. Ooh, now we are in Southeast Asia. I have a feeling. I have a feeling. Oh, where are we? We have a URL. Just got okay. I see nothing that is telling me anything of value. Or I'm just missing it personally. You got braces on today. Hopefully it's not too painful. I feel like this is telling me exactly where it is, and I'm just not getting it. Indonesia. That was kind of where I was starting to lean towards. Oh, right here. I'm an idiot. It says it right there. So the real question is, okay, I need to find a place that starts with a DIR. Which island? Yeah. Canal. It's 7 seconds, so it's not gonna matter. When in doubt, biggest city. Oh, pick. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was not right, but it was way better than it could have been. So there's where it was. Okay, that's not great, but it was good enough to move me up into the top 20. I'm into it. Icy dropped to 9. Wow, I can't believe some people were very close. Nice work. All right, round 4. There's still a lot of room for people to move up. Oh. This one's going to be fun. Actually, I'm going to look at that car real quick if I can. And of course, that's not going to work. Okay. Let's just go down the road as quickly as we can. DJ John Mary, 71st. Ooh. You dropped, Blake. You dropped to 89th. Rough. Kazakhstan for this. I see nothing that's giving it away outside of we have a white line on the road, and I feel like we've seen that somewhere. I can't remember where it was. Romania. Yeah, maybe. I see no signs, and it's just changing time of year. Okay. We're going to be able to see this when it passes. Volvo. Nothing on the side. No labels. Oh my goodness. That is really frustrating. I cannot believe that. It's Romania. I'm going to believe you. And I doubt I'll find anything of value in between now and then. Bridge crossing. Yeah, that was tough. Sweden. Bulgaria. But you guys are letting me sneak into the top 10 now. I do not know how this is happening, but I'm super pumped. From 68th to 7th, let's go. Nice work, Ali. Or Ali. All right, final round. Let's see who's gonna take it away. Of course. There are signs though. They're not super helpful. We know that it's kilometers. Safer speed area. Ooh, it's in English. Are we in Australia? Are we California? No way. Kilometers. I'm starting New Zealand. I could see New Zealand. What side of the road do they drive on in New Zealand? What does this say? Portobello Reserve. Dundon City Council. Dundon, that is the city. Okay, I'm gonna look in New Zealand because you guys said it. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. And then we need to find the Portobello Reserve. Let's see. Portobello Reserve. You guys are gonna beat me now because I figured out the name of the place. Oh no. Where is it? Where is it? 18 seconds. Yeah, you guys got it. You guys nailed it. I'm gonna say there. I have no idea. It's got to be close. Good enough. Lost 40 points. I'll take that. 8th place. Very pumped. Very pumped. So GT, excellent work. LL2J, excellent work. Good game. Juan, excellent work. Michael, fourth place, excellent work. And Icy, good game. So excellent work, everybody. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one. You suck at this game, you're terrible. The only way you get better is to keep trying. So come back to the next stream. Give it another go. I am terrible at this, and I got 8th place. So, you get better with time. You start to learn the couple of things that make it, that give places away. All right, guys. We are going to say goodbye to YouTube. So if we could give YouTube a heart, I want to thank how about 23 more rounds? Maybe one night we'll just do a whole bunch of a GeoGuessr. But right now, I think, yeah, we'll switch it over. Gotta get some cats walking and get some hearts to YouTube. We'll say goodbye to them, and then we're gonna raid somebody at a reasonable time. So we'll see who we get to raid. Let's see. 1 second. Here we go, YouTube. Just for you. Sebastian, you live in New Zealand. I hope you got that over on YouTube. Thank you all so much, YouTube, for being here. Great to see you guys, and can't wait to see you in the next one, which maybe it'll be tomorrow, maybe the day after. It'll be soon. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. And Twitch, where are we going to go?